Hari Om. Hari Om. Welcome to Guru Vandana. Today it is chapter 16, Bhagavad Gita, which will be presented by our Chinmaya Sunday Patasala. I now call upon Harsha to do the prayers of the Chinmaya Sunday Patasala.
Thank you so much, Ramya. So we are going to sit straight, right? Not like question marks, exclamation marks. We're going to put our hands together in a gentle namaste. Close your eyes and we'll start by chanting. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Next we invoke Lord Ganesha. Gajananam Bhuta Ganadi Sevitam Kapitta Jambu Palasara Bhakshitam Umasutam Shoka Vinasha Karanam Namami Vigneshwara Pada Pankajam. Next two shlokas are for our beloved gurus. Sada Shiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Now we shall invoke the great Lord Shiva and Shakti. Karpura Gauram Karunavataram Samsarasaram Bhujagendraharam Sada Vasantam Hridayara Bhavam Bhavani Sahitam Namami Bhavam Bhavani Sahitam Namami. Next we shall invoke Lord Rama. Sri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattulyam Rama Nama Varanane. Next our favorite Lord Krishna, right, who has given us this beautiful Bhagavad Gita. Kararavindena Padaravindam Mukharavinde Viniveshayantam Vatasya Patrasya Puteshayanam Balam Mukundam Manasa Smarami Balam Mukundam Manasa Smarami. And last but not the least, our Superman Hanuman, yes? Yatra Yatra Raghunatha Kirtanam Tatra Tatra Kritamastakāñjalim Bashpavari Paripurna Lochanam Marutim Namata Rakshasantakam. Thank you. Over to you, Ramya.
Thank you, Harsha. Now, for the invocation, I call upon Tejeshwar. Tejeshwar is going to do the invocation. Yes, come Tejeshwar.
Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Tiruvarul Purivai Gurudeva Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Tiruvarul Purivai Gurudeva Karunayenuruve Karpakataruve Karunyashila Kaliyuga Varata Porpadam Panindhen Satgurudeva Nargati Yanak Nitaravaye Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Tiruvarul Purivai Gurudeva.
Thank you, Tejeshwar. That was so sweet. Now, we will start our Guru Stotram. I am calling Lavanya Madam from Avadi School to render the Guru Stotram.
अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जलशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः स्थावरं जङ्गमं व्याप्तं यत्किञ्चित् सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः चिन्मयं व्यापि यत्सर्वं त्रैलोक्यं सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः सर्वश्रुतिशिरोरत्न विराजितपदाम्बुजः वेदान्ताम्बुजसूर्यो यः तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः चैतन्यशाश्वतशान्तो व्योमादितो निरञ्जनः बिन्दुनादकलातीतः तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः ज्ञानशक्तिसमारूढः तत्त्वमाला विभूषितः भुक्तिमुक्तिप्रदाता च तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः अनेकजन्मसम्प्राप्त कर्मबन्धविदाहिने आत्मज्ञानप्रदानेन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः शोषणं भवसिन्धोश्च न्याबनं सारसम्पतः गुरोर्पादोदकं सम्यक् तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः न कुरोरधिकं तत्त्वं न कुरोरधिकं तपः तत्त्वज्ञानात् परं नास्ति तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः मन्नादश्रीजगन्नाथः मद्गुरु श्रीजगद्गुरु मदात्मा सर्वभूतात्मा तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः गुरुरादिरनादिश्च गुरुर्परमदैवतं गुरोर्परधरं नास्ति तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव.
Thank you, Lavanya Miss. Now, Bindu Madam will do the Guru Ashtotram, and I request all of you here to do the puja along with the Ashtotram.
Om Ajaya Namaha, Om Avyayaya Namaha, Om Avinashine Namaha, Om Achintyaya Namaha, Om Aprameyaya Namaha, ॐ अद्वितीयाय नमः। ॐ अनिकेताय नमः। ॐ अनुशासनप्रियाय नमः। ॐ अन्तःसाक्षिणे नमः। ॐ अन्तर्यामिने नमः। ॐ आनन्दाय नमः। ॐ आत्मस्वरूपाय नमः। ॐ आङ्ग्लभाषाविदुत्तमाय नमः। ॐ ईश्वराय नमः। ॐ उदारहृदयाय नमः। ॐ उत्साहवर्धकाय नमः। ॐ एकस्मै नमः। ॐ ओंकारविदे नमः। ॐ करुणासागराय नमः। ॐ कर्मपरायणाय नमः। ॐ कालातीताय नमः। ॐ कैवल्यस्वरूपाय नमः। ॐ कृतात्मने नमः। ॐ कृतकृत्याय नमः। ॐ गीताज्ञानयज्ञप्रचारकाय नमः। ॐ गुरवे नमः। ॐ गुणातीताय नमः। ॐ ग्रन्थकृते नमः। ॐ चिन्मयाय नमः। ॐ छिन्नसंशयाय नमः। ॐ जगदात्मने नमः। ॐ जगत्साक्षिणे नमः। ॐ जनप्रियाय नमः। ॐ जितेन्द्रियाय नमः। ॐ जीवब्रह्मैक्यविदे नमः। ॐ जीवन्मुक्ताय नमः। ॐ जीर्णमन्दिरोद्धारकाय नमः। ॐ तपोवनशिष्याय नमः। ॐ तपस्विने नमः। ॐ तापनाशनाय नमः। ॐ तीर्थस्वरूपाय नमः। ॐ तेजस्विने नमः। ॐ देहातीताय नमः। ॐ द्वन्द्वातीताय नमः। ॐ दृढनिश्चयाय नमः। ॐ धर्मसंस्थापकाय नमः। ॐ धीमते नमः। ॐ धीराय नमः। ॐ धैर्यप्रदाय नमः। ॐ नारायणाय नमः। ॐ निजानन्दाय नमः। ॐ निरपेक्षाय नमः। ॐ निःस्पृहाय नमः। ॐ निरुपमाय नमः। ॐ निर्विकल्पाय नमः। ॐ नित्याय नमः। ॐ निरञ्जनाय नमः। ॐ परमाय नमः। ॐ परब्रह्मणे नमः। ॐ पावनाय नमः। ॐ पावकाय नमः। ॐ पुरुषोत्तमाय नमः। ॐ प्रसन्नात्मने नमः। ॐ फलासक्तिरहिताय नमः। ॐ बहुभक्ताय नमः। ॐ बन्धमोचकाय नमः। ॐ ब्रह्मनिष्ठाय नमः। ॐ ब्रह्मपराय नमः। ॐ भयनाशनाय नमः। ॐ भारतगौरवाय नमः। ॐ भूम्ने नमः। ॐ महावाक्योपदेशकाय नमः। ॐ महर्षये नमः। ॐ मधुरस्वभावाय नमः। ॐ मनोहराय नमः। ॐ महात्मने नमः। ॐ मेधाविने नमः। ॐ यतात्मने नमः। ॐ यज्ञकृते नमः। ॐ लोकप्रसिद्धाय नमः। ॐ वाग्मिने नमः। ॐ विभवे नमः। ॐ विनोदप्रियाय नमः। ॐ विनयशीलाय नमः। ॐ वित्तरागाय नमः। ॐ वेदान्तवेद्याय नमः। ॐ शान्ताय नमः। ॐ शान्तिप्रदाय नमः। ॐ शास्त्रोद्धारकाय नमः। ॐ शुद्धसत्त्वाय नमः। ॐ श्रुतिप्रारगाय नमः। ॐ श्रोत्रियाय नमः। ॐ सन्न्यासिने नमः। ॐ समबुद्धये नमः। ॐ सच्चिदानन्दाय नमः। ॐ सर्वहितचिन्तकाय नमः। ॐ सत्यसङ्कल्पाय नमः। ॐ सन्तुष्टाय नमः। ॐ साधवे नमः। ॐ सुमनसे नमः। ॐ सुहृदे नमः। ॐ स्वयं ज्योतिषे नमः। ॐ स्थितप्रज्ञाय नमः। ॐ क्षमाशीलाय नमः। ॐ ज्ञानमूर्तये नमः। ॐ ज्ञानयोगिने नमः। ॐ ज्ञानतृप्ताय नमः। ॐ नित्यशुद्धबुद्धमुक्तस्वरूपाय नमः। ॐ नित्यशुद्धभुक्तमुक्तस्वरूपाय नमः। ॐ नित्यशुद्धभुक्तमुक्तस्वरूपाय नमः। ॐ श्रीचिन्मय सद्गुरवे नमः।
आरती श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरु की दिव्य रूप मूर्ति करुणा की। आरती सद्गुरु की। शरणों में उनके शांति समाये, शरणागत की भ्रांति मिटाए, पाप ताप संताप हरण की। आरती श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरु की, आरती सद्गुरु की। वेद उपनिषद गीता को गाया, धर्म सनातन फिर से जगाया, शुद्ध निधि प्रीति शंकर की। आरती श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरु की, आरती सद्गुरु की। सिद्ध बारिकी तपो भूमि में, नित्य विराजे गुरु हमारे, भक्त हृदय आनंद श्रोत्र की। आरती श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरु की, आरती सद्गुरु की। आरती श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरु की, दिव्य रूप मूर्ति करुणा की। आरती सद्गुरु की, आरती सद्गुरु की। बोलिए श्री चिन्मयानंद सद्गुरु महाराज की जय।
The puja has now come to an end. Stay tuned. We are going to listen to Gurudev. And after Gurudev's speech comes the exciting program which is going to be presented by the Chinmaya Sunday Patasala. Now for Gurudev's talks.
Being extremely intellectual, though the division of the humanity into this human inner personality into the three types, the sattvic, the rajasic and the tamasic, Arjuna has not got a clear picture. So in the 16 or 17 chapters, Krishna is demonstrating, illustrating the three types. According to the Bhagavad Gita, human beings in action, not as inner personality. Inner personality, they have divided them into the three, the sattvic, the rajasic and the tamasic. But in their expression, as they function in the world outside, they function as three distinct types. The divinely sweet and good, the devas. Unfortunately fallen, slipped and fallen, asuras, and incorrigibly indifferent, the rakshasas. Rakshasa, the word, comes from a peculiar reconstruction of a Sanskrit word. Akshara in Sanskrit means alphabets. So an individual who has education, well educated, he is called Sakshara. He has got Akshara Jnana. He has got the knowledge of the letters. He has got the alphabet, knowledge of the alphabet. Knowledge of the alphabet doesn't mean only alphabets. He has some control over the language. The word is Sakshara. Sakshara in Sanskrit means educated man. Read it as you read Arabic. Sakshara. Ra. Cha. Sa. So an educated man, highly educated man, behaves as though he is an illiterate and a barbarous fool. Such an individual is called a Rakshasa. If the individual himself is incorrigibly indifferent to anything of the higher, not that he doesn't know, he knows it, but he has not the ability to stay with it. He is indifferent, tamasic. They are called as Rakshasas. In this chapter, when Krishna is defining or trying to give us examples and an introduction to the different types of people in the field of action, he refuses to discuss the Rakshasas because they are not capable of, at this moment, capable of the higher cause. They have to live through many lives, get pulverized by the sorrows and tragedies, self-made tragedies of life, disappointments and dejections, despondencies, make a mess of his life again and again and again. It is only then he becomes cooked properly and evolved from that incorrigible, base type of people, indifferent people, to the diabolically fallen type. So there are the devas, the good, asuras, diabolically fallen, and the indifferent ones called Rakshasas, of which the first two are expounded. Those who are good, sattvic people, and those who are rajoguna, who have got this extreme ambition, prompted by desires, works from morning till evening, maybe 18 hours a day, all the 365 days, to acquire, to possess, to indulge and to enjoy. They are dynamic at least. The tamasic people, minimum activity and maximum pleasure that they can get. Criminal. Easy and simple methods by which you can get at it. Looters, plunderers. Because why work and earn? Somebody is worked and earned, go and loot it, full stop. And then sit down and enjoy. And if you tell them, why should you do that, it is not right, they can't understand. What is wrong in it? The world is meant for the powerful, and we are the powerful. And therefore we are taking it. It is our privilege to have it. The weak have no right to have the enjoyment. This is the argument. Ravana-like. Any amount of wealth, any amount of pleasure, they are not satisfied. And what they want, they will try to get it by hook or crook. No morality, nothing. It's called a Rakshasa. These two types are being painted, and of which the good I may have to explain a little, because you are not very familiar with the good. But the Asura type, we have only to read through and say that, yes, this we know. Why? That is exactly. Now these two chapters hold a mirror to you.
children, elders, everyone together. It is a beautiful family. There's a beautiful family feel in the whole thing. Togetherness is what we make sure happens to all of us. So we all come there and it's a fun-filled Vedantic learning. Now, we will move to chapter 16. Before going to chapter 16, there will be a recap of the earlier chapters, and then we will introduce you to chapter 16. Now, moving on, Harsha will do the introduction and the recap. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ramya. Ramya just now spoke about our Chinmaya Sunday Patasala. It is a family empowerment program which happens for around 8 months in a year. So thrice a month on Sundays we meet up between 10 and 12 and we come together and have lot of fun, but along with lot of deep learning also. So please check out our page and give us your love and support. Now we'll start with our Bhagavad Gita talk. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. First, I would like to thank Chinmaya Mission for giving us such a beautiful opportunity to come and share our thoughts about the Bhagavad Gita, the one single text which has changed a lot of our lives. So it's a real pleasure. So first, thank you so much. Now moving on, we've been seeing like we're doing chapter 16 today. So around 15 chapters have gotten over. So what is Bhagavan talking? 15 chapters, what has he spoken? Right? So the basic theme of Gita is we are worrying for things that we do not need to worry for. In essence, we are not this limited body, mind and intellect. We are only limited by the belief thinking that we are this body, mind, intellect. So all through the Gita, Bhagavan is trying to make us understand that you are grieving for things that don't need to be grieved. In the first 6 chapters, Bhagavan is talking about us. Right? So the first chapter, Arjuna Vishada Yoga, starts with the confusion. Confusion, only Arjuna's confusion. Through Arjuna, all are confusion. Right? Our Puja Gurudev Swami Chinmananji has said, before the problem we are wise, after the problem we are wise, but during the problem we are otherwise. So what is this problem? It seems to be universal. All of us are always sad and so much of anxiety, so much of fear. Even the best of things, death is going to come. So what is this fear? So Bhagavan says this fear itself is unfounded, right? You are deluded. So delusion has a very interesting cousin. Her name is sorrow. So wherever there is delusion, there has to be sorrow. What is this delusion? Thinking that we are this limited being. So all through the Gita, Bhagavan is trying to make us understand what you think is also Bhagavan. What you think you are not is also Bhagavan. Everything that you see is Bhagavan. Everything that you don't see is also Bhagavan. And everything beyond that is also Bhagavan. So all in all, Bhagavan has been trying to make us understand this. The first chapter is called Arjuna Vishada Yoga, right? The yoga of Arjuna's grief. How can that be a chapter? Why? Because it is all our autobiography, isn't it? Right? It is our autobiography. When faced with a problem, we completely break down. We come up with interesting ways to make people understand how what we are doing is right, how running away, not facing the problem, thinking from my limited point of view is very perfect. It makes so much sense, right? All of the first chapter, Bhagavan Krishna does not speak. He speaks only one word. He says Pashya. That means see. He wanted Arjuna to see the army that is standing. He wanted him to see the people who were standing for adharma. But what did Arjuna see? Right? Swajana, my people. So the vision became limited. Body and mind took over. After that, the mind fractured. Right? Mind fractured, nervous breakdown. Then so much of verbal diarrhea happens. This is not correct, that is not correct. everything will collapse, right? After that, what happens? He becomes tired and he sits down. And thus starts the second chapter called Sankhya Yoga, right? Here now, after some time, Bhagavan starts speaking. Arjuna is tired and he says, you know best. I am surrendering myself to you. Now you please tell me what is best for me. So then Bhagavan starts his discourse and he says, whichever dimension you look from, there is no death, there is no sorrow, there is no anxiety. You are immortal, you are eternal. How is that possible, right? You look at it from the highest viewpoint of Brahman. There is no birth, there is no death. No, but I think I am this deluded jiva, right? I am just a body with a soul. No problem, you are taking janma again and again. So where is there death for you? It is just like changing clothes. I don't believe in all this. I believe in only matter. You are seeing matter getting recycled all the time, right? Same 5 elements are only getting recycled, then why worry? And after that, Bhagavan gives so many interesting details. He talks about Swadharma, and then he talks so much about Karma Yoga, about how we, in our hands, we can control only doing our action, doing the right action well. Because the other 2 factors of luck and time are not there with us. So Bhagavan takes that beautifully in detail. And then he comes up with the beautiful poetry, Sthita Prajna Lakshana, where he talks about how a man whose wisdom is steady, how does he behave? With that, Bhagavan continues, and then, okay, I understand all this, but how do I put this into practice? Just now you gave me the highest, that in essence I am only there, but these vasanas are always taking over, so what do I do? Right? I have this confusion that, there are so many negative experiences that are happening to me, right? So this confusion has to be thinned down by the right kind of living, where all the actions are meant to remove these impurities. When we learn to work for a cause, not the ego. So this is called Karma Yoga. So this is the manual. 3rd chapter is giving us how to live, how to evolve. And the whole scheme of Karma Yoga is taken through chapters 3, 4 and 5, right? Next we move on to the 4th, where the Yajna Bhava is explained so much in detail. In Karma Yoga, we have actions, we are doing it, we are dedicating it to Bhagavan. The next step we understand is when we come together, when we work for a cause, when I learn to rise a little bit beyond myself, right? That is the Yajna Bhava. There I learn how to come out a little bit out of myself instead of just being the selfish ego that I think I am. The 5th chapter is Karma Sannyasa Yoga. Here always there is a question whether I should follow the path of action or whether I should follow the path of knowledge. He says these 2 are not different. They are not different parts. They are serially connected. So you check where you are and start your journey from there. Right? The spirit of sannyasa is to go beyond duality, beyond these likes and dislikes. As Sri Gurudev says, sannyasa is not the color of the robe, it is the color of the mind. And chapter 5 is the bridge to chapter 6. Why? Because now, because of doing karma yoga, as we have traveled through these chapters, there is a lot of purity of the mind that has happened, chitta shuddhi has happened. So next we move on to the Atma Samyama Yoga, the 6th chapter, also called as Dhyana Yoga. So sannyasa is freedom from dependence of attachment, right? 6th chapter is a treatise on meditation. Up to now we were told why, how, what of meditation, right? So all the things he explains, right from the asana to everything. And very interesting thing is, he says everything has to be in moderation. Here we think we have to starve ourselves or we have to torture ourselves. Bhagavan very clearly says, be moderate. Be moderate in your sleep, be moderate in your talking, be moderate in everything. Right? Be moderate in your working and be moderate in your rest also. Because a calm and balanced mind only can meditate. Right? So here he says, once your mind has become calm, then what you are will automatically come through. Arjuna says, what are you saying, Bhagavan? It is so difficult. Even now as I'm talking, so many people will be thinking something else. You are telling mind has to be steady, mind has to be in focus. How is this possible? So Bhagavan gives us two beautiful clues here. He says, Abhyasa and Vairagya. Right? Gurudev has put it so beautifully, so simply for us. Detach, attach. Right? Vairagya is detach. Abhyasa is attach. Right? So this, when it comes to 6, with that, first 6 chapters are talking about us, what we can do. And here the emphasis on Karma Yoga is emphasized. Now the next 6 chapters are going to be talking about Bhagavan. Here we've spoken so much about meditation. But what to meditate on? Who to meditate on? I have no idea. So here, from now, Bhagavan's chapter starts. Right? So 7 to 12 is the topic where emphasis is given is on bhakti, where Ishvara's grace is invoked. Right? So 7 again talks about how will I know where is Bhagavan? Right? If I know Bhagavan is here, then why do I need to meditate? If I don't know where Ishvara is, how will I meditate? Right? So through the known, we have to go to the unknown. So we start our inquiry into it and we see that the 7th chapter is called Jnana Vijnana Yoga. Jnana is knowledge. Vijnana is you put it into, you make it your own experience, you make it your wisdom. Right? So there are 2 natures, lower and higher. So Bhagavan here says, the whole world you see, right? 5 elements, the intelligence, vasanas, ego. Arey, we thought ego is not Bhagavan. He says, no, everything is me only. It is my lower nature. And the very thing that enlivens all this is my higher nature. I am the one who holds everything as a thread. Beyond these 2 is the absolute. Right? So then, there are a lot of things told where the 4 different types of devotees. Now this chapter forms the crux for a lot of other chapters which are coming. Even our 16th chapter has its seed in chapter 7. Right? Krishnarpanam. Yes. Next we move on to chapter 8. It is called Akshara Brahma Yoga. Now this chapter is talking about Krama Mukti, gradual liberation. Okay? So it talks about the path of return, the path of no return, and the path of liberation. Right? So that we are talking about. And the main crux that I understood out of this chapter is, you can order your next life. All of us are sitting here now. After this, the last thought that I have to go back home. I will go back home. If the last thought that I have to go somewhere else, I will go there. So here Bhagavan is emphasizing, the last thing that you think of, you will reach there. Now tell me, is it possible all your life you have not thought of Bhagavan and suddenly last minute you will think of Bhagavan? Not possible, right? So let's start practicing from today. Let's start practicing from now. Next we move on to chapter 9. Chapter 9 is very simple. Raja Vidya Raja Guhya Yoga, the royal secret. Why is it the royal secret? Not because it's hiding. It is very much in plain sight. It's beautiful. People are not available, right? The crux of this thing is, you are your mind. So whatever you do, dedicate it to Bhagavan. Surrender to Bhagavan. And what does he say? Yoga kshemam vahamyaham. He says, I will take care. So you dedicate to Bhagavan, everything, surrender, whatever you do. Simple, easy, doable. He says, no, if vasanas come, he says, mama maya duratyaya. My maya is very difficult to cross. Then what do? I have to hold on to him only. Yes? So the chapters 10 and 11 are very interesting. Chapter 10, Vibhuti Yoga says, see me in all. Right? Whatever glory you see everywhere around, that is only me. And Vishwarupa Darshana, the 11th chapter, he says, see all in me. Chapter 10 is saying, see me in all. Chapter 11 is saying, see all in me. So Arjuna gets that Jnana Chakshu and he sees everything is in Bhagavan. Right? And then the culmination, it comes in chapter 12, which is called Bhakti Yoga. Beautiful yoga. Right? He gives different lakshanas. Chapter 13, which is called the Kshetra Kshetragna Yoga, is a chapter that demonstrates meditation. It says, field, knower of the field. Both are Bhagavan only. One is matter, one is spirit. You understand the difference, that's it. So everything is talking about what? Everything is Bhagavan, right? That Sarvatma Bhava has to come in. Everything is, in essence, you. Again, we think Bhagavan, we make it a concept and, we're thinking about it somewhere. No, the essence in everything is non-dual, it is one, it is eternal, it is beautiful, right? So now in 14, Bhagavan practically, he's giving us now, there are certain, I understand the moods of the mind that are there, that will trouble you, okay? So Gunatraya Vibhaga Yoga. So he's talking about Sattva, he's talking about Rajas, he's talking about Tamas. Chapter 15 is the pinnacle. Purushottama Yoga, where he says, what you see, the perishable, is me. What you see, relatively imperishable, me. The one that supports both, me. Shara, Akshara and Purushottama. Right? So all is nothing but me. You're seeing everything outside, non-dual. Inside, non-dual. Everything there is only one. So why worry? Yes? So now we come to our chapter today, which is chapter 16. Now these are pointers. Now if I repeat something to you again and again, why? Bhagavan has told about these qualities before also. Chapter 13 he is mentioned. Why is he explaining it again here? Because it is that important, because this chapter is a mirror. It is showing us where we are, and from there we start our journey. Gurudev just now beautifully spoke. He says the Devi qualities, right? The diabolically fallen, the Asuris qualities, and the Rakshasa qualities. Rakshasas, they have to go through their karmas and come. But there is hope for the Asuras. Why? Because they've just got waylaid. They just have to turn their direction and start walking in the right path. So there are 26 Devi qualities, 6 Asuri qualities, and Bhagavan will explain about how there are 3 gates of hell which we are going to see, which is Kama, Krodha and Lobha. So the crux of this chapter is to understand where we are, and as Puja Gurudev says, understand where you are and change the gear and learn to go beyond all this also. So drop the tamasic qualities immediately because they are going to cause us a lot of harm. Asuric qualities, understand and delete it diligently, and Devi qualities, please inculcate because they take us nearest to Bhagavan, nearest to ourselves. Thank you so much, Ramya.
Thank you, Harsha. That was such an amazing recap. And there was very little about chapter 16. I'm sure all of us will have more doubts. Now I here invite Sendil sir and his family to give us more clarity on this chapter.
அப்பா ஹர்ஷா அம்மா அனிமல் மேன் காட் மேன் அப்படின்னு 2 இது சொன்னாங்க. அனிமல் நானா என்ன, காட் மேன்னா என்ன அப்படின்ட்டு எனக்கு கொஞ்சம் புரிகிற மாதிரி சொல்கிறீங்களா?
கண்டிப்பாப்பா. இப்போ நம்ம இந்த விஷயங்கள்லாம் தெரிஞ்சுக்கிறதுக்காக தான் நமக்கு இங்கே சின்மயா சண்டே பாட்சாலா அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு ஒன்று நமக்கு வாரம் ஞாயிற்றுக்கிழமை நடத்துகிறாங்க. இந்த சின்மயா சண்டே பாட்சாலாவில் நமக்கு வாழ்க்கையை எப்படி வாழறதுன்ற வேல்யூஸை நமக்கு சொல்லி கொடுக்குறாங்க. இப்போ ஹர்ஷாஜி சொன்ன மாதிரி இந்த 16வது சாப்டரில் நம்மளுடைய குருதேவ் மனிதர்களை பற்றி சொல்லியிருக்காங்க. மனிதர்கள் 3 வகையான மனிதர்கள் இருக்காங்க. ஒருத்தர் மேன், இன்னொருத்தர் அனிமல் மேன், இன்னொருத்தர் காட் மேன். ஸோ இந்த 3 விஷயத்தையும் ஒவ்வொரு மனிதனும் கடந்து போகும்போது தான் தெய்வத்தை அடைய முடியும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு சொல்கிறாங்க. இதில் 2 வகையான மனிதர்களை பற்றி பேசுகிறாரு. ஒன்று அவங்களுக்கு 2 வகையான குணங்கள் இருக்குது. ஒன்று தெய்வீக குணம், இன்னொன்று அசுர குணம். தெய்வீக குணம்னு சொன்னீங்கன்னா மொத்தம் 26 குணங்கள் இருக்குது. அந்த 26 குணங்கள் என்னன்னு உனக்கு தெரியணுமா?
ஆமாம்.
இதோ பாரு, இப்போ நம்மளுடைய நண்பர்கள் அந்த 26 குணங்கள் என்னன்னு உங்களுக்கு சொல்ல போகிறாங்க.
Shaktihi, fortitude. Satyam, truthfulness. Arjavam, straightforwardness. Atimanita, absence of vanity. Yagna, sacrifice. Achapalam, lack of fickleness. Tapaha, austerity. Dama, control of the senses. Daya bhuteshu, kindness towards all beings. Abhayam, fearlessness. Shaucham, cleanliness. Shanti, peacefulness. Adroha, bearing enmity toward none. Sattva samshuddhihi, purity of mind. Shama, forgiveness. Jnana yoga vyavasthitihi, steadfastness in jnana and yoga. Hrihi, modesty. Swadhyaya, study of sacred books. Apaishunam, restraint from fault finding. Aloluktvam, absence of covetousness. Akrodaha, absence of anger. Tejaha, vigor. Tyaga, renunciation. Ahimsa, non-violence. Danam, charity. Mardavam, gentleness.
அம்மா நல்லதுன்னா என்னன்னு தெரிஞ்சுக்கிட்டோம். அப்போ இந்த கெட்ட குணங்கள்
அசுரிக் குணங்கள் வந்து மொத்தம் 6 இருக்கு. அது என்னெல்லாம் இப்ப பார்க்கலாமா?
I am Ajnanam, the ignorance. They say ignorance is the bliss, but the real bliss is reaching the Supreme Self. And me, the ignorance, is the greatest hindrance to reaching the Supreme Self.
I am hypocrisy. I preach, but I don't practice. I see mistakes in others, but me, I am perfect. I have no mistakes.
I am Avimanaha, conceit. I am Avimanaha, conceit. I reside in the rich and powerful. I am equal to God. I am wealthy.
I am Parushyam. Harshness it is. I have quality of Darpa, arrogance, Abhimanya, kind of a conceit. I make the person behave rudely and insist to the people's feeling, can hurt others with few words as well.
I am Darpa, arrogance. It's when someone becomes successful, I can get into them. They are that rich or powerful person in whom I reside looks down upon others.
I am Krodha, anger. I am born of unfulfilled desires and when expectations are not met. I destroy power of intellect and discrimination. I overpower reasoning and bring destruction.
அப்பா கடவுள் வந்து நல்ல குணங்கள் கெட்ட குணங்கள்னு ரெண்டு படைச்சிருக்காரு. கெட்ட குணங்கள்ல இருந்து எப்படி நல்ல குணங்களா மாறணும்ன்றத சொல்றீங்களா?
இதை வந்து நம்மளுடைய குருதேவ் வந்து சொல்லியிருக்காங்க. நம்ம வந்து கெட்ட குணத்திலிருந்து நல்ல குணத்துக்கு கண்டிப்பாக மாறினாதான் நமக்கு மோட்சங்கள் கிடைக்கும். இந்த 26 தெய்வ குணங்களை நம்ம வந்து நமக்குள்ளே எடுத்துக்கிட்டோம்னா கடவுள் வந்து நமக்கு வந்து என்ன சொல்றாருன்னா, கடவுள்னு சொல்லிட்டு நம்ம சரணாகதி ஆயிட்டோம்னா அவங்க வந்து நமக்கு மோட்சத்தை கொடுப்பாங்க. நமக்கு அடுத்த பிறவிங்கிறது நமக்கு இல்லை. இப்போ இந்த அசுர குணம் உள்ளவங்க தெய்வீக குணத்துக்கு மாற முடியுமா அப்படின்னு கேட்டால் கண்டிப்பாக மாற முடியும். எப்படி வந்துன்னா, நீங்கள் வந்து கண்ணாடியில் போய் பார்க்கும்போது உங்கள் முகத்தில் சின்னதாக ஒரு அழுக்கு இருக்குது. அதை நீங்கள் என்ன பண்ணுவீங்க?
துடைப்பேன்.
உங்கள் முகத்தில் இருக்க அழுக்கை வந்து நீங்கள் துடைக்கணும்னு நினைக்கும் போது அதே மாதிரி உங்களுடைய வாழ்க்கையில் இருக்கக்கூடிய அசுர குணங்கள், உங்ககிட்ட இருக்கக்கூடிய அசுர குணங்களை நீங்கள் தொலைச்சிங்கன்னா உங்களுக்கு தெய்வீக குணம் தானாக வரும். அந்த தெய்வீக குணம் தானாக வந்துச்சுன்னா தெய்வத்தோட அனுகிரகம் உங்களுக்கு கிடைக்கும். உங்கள் வாழ்க்கையில் நீங்கள் எப்பயுமே சந்தோஷமாக வாழலாம். சரியா?
அதே மாதிரி தேஜேஸ்வர், உனக்கு வந்துட்டு ஃபோன் பேசும்போது சிக்னல் சரியா கிடைக்கலன்னா என்ன பண்ணுவ?
எங்க சிக்னல் கிடைக்குதோ அங்க அந்த இடத்துல
அதே மாதிரி தான் நம்ம குட் குவாலிட்டிஸை தேடி எப்பயும் போயிட்டே இருக்கணும். நம்ம கிட்ட இருக்க பேட் குவாலிட்டிஸை எவ்வளோ சீக்கிரம் விடுறோமோ அவ்வளோ சீக்கிரம் நம்ம கடவுள் கிட்டக்க நம்மளோட மைண்டை செலுத்த முடியும். இதுதான் நம்ம பேட் குவாலிட்டிஸ்லேருந்து குட் குவாலிட்டிஸ்க்கு மாறுறதுக்கான நல்ல ஒரு சான்ஸ். ஓகேவா?
உன்ன மாதிரியே இந்த சின்மயா ஸ்கூலில் படிக்கக்கூடிய அத்தனை பேரண்ட்ஸுங்களுக்கும் அத்தனை குழந்தைகளும் நல்ல விஷயங்களை தெரிஞ்சுக்கணும், வாழ்க்கையை நல்லபடியாக வாழணும், தெய்வீக பாதையில் நீங்கள் போகணும். உங்களுடைய அசுர குணத்தை நீங்கள் வந்து தொலைச்சி நீங்கள் நல்லதொரு வாழ்க்கையை வாழணும்னு நினச்சிங்கன்னா இந்த மாதிரி நல்ல நல்ல விஷயங்களை நமக்கு சொல்லித்தரதுக்கான ஒரு இடமாக, நமக்கு ஒரு வாய்ப்பாக இந்த சின்மயா சண்டே பாட்சாலா ஒவ்வொரு ஞாயிற்றுக்கிழமையும் நம்மளுடைய ஃபேமிலியை எம்பவர் பண்ணுறதுக்காக நடத்துகிறாங்க. இந்த ஒரு வாய்ப்பு நீங்கள் எல்லாரும் பயன்படுத்திக்கிட்டிங்கன்னா நாளைய நல்லதொரு சமுதாயத்தை உருவாக்குறதுக்கு நம்ம ஒரு ஃபேமிலி தான் இந்த சமுதாயங்கிற அடிப்படையில் இந்த ஒரு நல்ல விஷயத்தை உலக அளவில் எடுத்துகிட்டு போகணுன்றதுக்காகவும் இந்த தேசம் நல்லதாக அமையணுன்றதுக்காகவும் தான் இந்த சின்மயா சண்டே பாட்சாலான்ற ஃபேமிலி எம்பவர்மெண்ட்டை நம்ம சின்மயா மிஷன் நடத்திக்கிட்டு இருக்காங்க. இதுக்காக நம்ம ரொம்ப அவங்களுக்கு நன்றி சொல்லணும். இது மூலிமா நமக்கு கிடைச்ச வாய்ப்புகள் மூலிமா நாங்கள் 4 வருஷமாக இந்த சின்மயா சண்டே பாட்சாலாவை அட்டன் பண்ணிகிட்ருக்கோம். இது மூலிமா எனக்கு கிடைச்சக்கூடிய ஞானங்கள் வந்து என் குடும்பத்தில் நான் ஒவ்வொரு விஷயத்தையும் அணுகிறதுக்கும், என் பையனை வளர்க்குறதுக்கும், என் பையன் என்னை பார்த்து வளர்கிறதுக்கும், என்னுடைய மனைவியும் நானும் புரிதலோடு நடத்துக்கிறதுக்கும், வாழ்க்கையோட வேல்யூஸ் என்னங்கிறத நிறையவே எங்களுக்கு சொல்லி கொடுத்துருக்காங்க. எங்களுக்கு கிடைச்ச அனுபவம் உங்களுக்கும் கிடைக்கணும்னு நாங்கள் ஆசைப்படுறோம். அதனால் எல்லாரும் தயவு செய்து சின்மயா சண்டே பாட்சாலாக்கு 2 மணி நேரம் ஒவ்வொரு ஞாயிற்றுக்கிழமையும் நீங்கள் கொடுத்தீங்கன்னா 3 ஞாயிற்றுக்கிழமை உங்களுடைய வாழ்க்கையில் ரொம்ப சந்தோஷமாக வாழலாம். நன்றி.
Thank you, Sendil sir and family, and all the 26 Devi qualities and all the 6 Asuri qualities. So that was such an easy and simple way of making us understand chapter 16. And thanks to the team from the Chinmaya Sunday Patasala who made it so easy for us to understand. Now, I call Mahia, who is, I don't know how many awards or certificates she has got for winning Gita chanting competition for many years together. Now the child will come here and she will chant a few important verses from chapter 16.
Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha Atha Shodashodhyayah Shri Bhagavanuvacha Abhayam Sattva Samshuddhah ज्ञानयोग्यवस्थितः दानं दमश्च यज्ञश्च स्वाध्यायस्तप आर्जवम् अहिंसा सत्यमक्रोधः त्यागश्शान्तिरपैशुनं दया भूत्वेष्वलोलुप्त्वं मार्दवं ह्रीरचापलं तेजः क्षमा धृतिः शौचम् अद्रोहो नातिमानिता
भवन्ति सम्पदं दैवीम् अभिजातस्य भारत दम्भो दर्पोऽभिजातस्य क्रोधः पारुष्यमेव च अज्ञानं चाभिजातस्य पार्थ सम्पदमासुरीं दैवीं सम्पद्विमोक्षाय निबन्धासासुरीमता माशु च सम्पदं दैवीम् अभिजातोऽसि पाण्डव आसुरीं योनिमापन्ना मूढा जन्मनि जन्मनि मामप्राप्यैव कौन्तेय ततो यान्यधमां गतिम् त्रिविधं नरकस्येदं द्वारं नाशनमात्मनः कामः क्रोधस्तथा लोभः तस्मादेतत्त्रयं त्यजेत् यः शास्त्रविधिमुत्सृज्य वर्तते कामकारतः न स सिद्धिमवाप्नोति न सुखं न परां गतिम् तस्मात् शास्त्रं प्रमाणं ते कार्याकार्यव्यवस्थितौ ज्ञात्वा शास्त्रविधानोक्तं कर्म कर्तुमिहार्हसि ॐ तत्सदिति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे देवासुरसम्पद्विभागयोगो नाम षोडशोऽध्यायः। हरि ओं श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओं।
Thank you so much, Mahia. No wonder the child got so many awards. Her pronunciation is so, spot on. Now, here is little Hia with me. She is going to do a dance recital, okay? And for the dance which she's dancing is for Shiva Tandavam. Shiva Tandavam was composed by, do you know whom? Ravana, an Asura. He was a great Bhakta of Lord Shiva. So, with accordance to this chapter, which is both Deva and Asura, the child is going to do this performance. Yes, Hia, you can start dancing. You look so lovely.
जटाभुजंग पिंगल स्फुरत् प्रणामणि प्रभा कदंब कुंकुमद्रव प्रलिप्त दिग्वधूमुखे मदान्ध सिन्धुर स्फुरत्वगुत्तरीय मे दुरे मनो विनोदमद्भुतं बिभर्तु भूत भर्तरि ओम नमः शिवाय। सदा शिवं भजाम्यहं सदा शिवं भजाम्यहम् ॐ नमः शिवाय। प्रफुल्ल नील पंकज प्रपंच कालिम प्रभावलंबि कंठ कंदली रुचि प्रबद्ध कंधरं स्मरत् जगच्छिदं पुरच्छिदं भवच्छिदं मखच्छिदं गजच्छिदान्धकच्छिदं तमन्तकच्छिदं भजे अखर्व सर्वमङ्गलाकलाकदम्बमञ्जरी रसप्रवाह माधुरी विजृम्भणा मधुव्रतं स्मरान्तकं पुरान्तकं भवान्तकं मखान्तकं गजान्तकान्धकान्तकं तमन्तकान्तकं भजे मुक्तमुत्तमोत्तमं स्तवं पठन् स्मरन् ब्रुवन्नरो विशुद्धिमेति सन्ततं हरे गुरौ सुभक्तिमाशु याति नान्यथा गतिं विमोहनं हि देहिनां सुशङ्करस्य विमोहनं हि देहिनां सुशङ्करस्य विमोहनं हि देहिनां सुशङ्करस्य चिन्तनो
That was so nice, isn't it? Little, yeah, so sweet. How long are you learning dancing?
Now 7 years.
Oh my God, this child itself is so small. She's been learning for the last 7 years, it seems. Very good, okay? Keep it up, okay? Thank you so much. You can go. Yes. Chinmaya Sunday Patasala is one nice platform where all of us, including the elders and the children, can learn to exhibit their talent and their skill set. So we are coming to the last part of this program where we will do the Bhajans. So there is a small team from the Chinmaya Sunday Patasala who will lead the Bhajan, and I request all of you, the audience, to feel the energy and join in the Bhajan. Thank you.
வாரணனே காரணனே பூரணனே வாவா வாரணனே காரணனே பூரணனே வாவா ஆதாரம் முன்பாதம் கஜானனா வாவா ஆதாரம் முன்பாதம் கஜானனா வாவா சிங்கார தேரிலேறி ஊர்வலமாய் வந்தாய் மந்தார புஷ்பம் போல மந்தஹாசம் செய்தாய் மந்தார புஷ்பம் போல மந்தஹாசம் செய்தாய் எந்த நாளும் இன்று போல மனதில் இன்பம் வேண்டும் எந்த நாளும் இன்று போல மனதில் இன்பம் வேண்டும் வைபோகமே வாசல் முன்னே வந்து சேர வேண்டும் வைபோகமே வாசல் முன்னே வந்து சேர வேண்டும் கண்ணனே காரணனே பூரணனே வாவா ஆதாரம் முன்பாதம் கஜானனா வாவா கஜானனா வாவா கஜானனா வாவா விக்ன விநாயக மூர்த்திக்கு ஜெய்
रघुपति राघव राजा राम
रघुपति राघव राजा राम
पतित पावन सीताराम
पतित पावन सीताराम
रघुपति राघव राजा राम
रघुपति राघव राजा राम
पतित पावन सीताराम
पतित पावन सीताराम
सुंदर विग्रह मेघश्याम सुंदर विग्रह शालग्राम गंगा तुलसी शालग्राम भद्रगिरीश्वर सीताराम भद्रगिरीश्वर सीताराम भक्तजन प्रिय सीताराम भक्तजन प्रिय
सीताराम
जानकी रमणा सीताराम जानकी रमणा
सीताराम
जय जय राघव सीताराम
जय जय राघव सीताराम
रघुपति राघव राजा राम
रघुपति राघव राजा राम
पतित पावन सीताराम
पतित पावन सीताराम
सीताराम सीताराम
सीताराम सीताराम
भज प्यारे तो सीताराम भज प्यारे तो सीताराम राम कृष्ण है तेरे नाम
राम कृष्ण है तेरे नाम
सबको सन्मति दे भगवान
सबको सन्मति दे भगवान
दीन दयालु राजा राम दीन दयालु राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम
पतित पावन सीताराम
रघुपति राघव राजा राम
रघुपति राघव राजा राम
पतित पावन सीताराम
पतित पावन सीताराम
राम राम जय राजा राम
राम राम जय राजा राम
राम राम जय सीताराम
राम राम जय सीताराम
राम राम जय राजा राम
राम राम जय राजा राम
राम राम जय सीताराम
राम राम जय सीताराम
राम राम जय राजा राम
राम राम जय राजा राम
राम राम जय सीताराम
राम राम जय सीताराम
राम राम जय राजा राम
राम जय राजा राम
राम राम जय सीताराम
राम राम जय सीताराम
बोलिए श्री रामचंद्र मूर्ति की जय।
मारुति 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 जय मारुति 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 आंजनेय मारुति मारुति जय मारुति आंजनेय मारुति मारुति जय मारुति महावीर मारुति मारुति जय मारुति महावीर मारुति मारुति जय मारुति जय मारुति जय मारुति जय मारुति जय मारुति रामदूत मारुति मारुति जय मारुति रामदूत मारुति मारुति जय मारुति महावीर मारुति मारुति जय मारुति महावीर मारुति मारुति जय मारुति जय मारुति जय मारुति जय मारुति जय मारुति भक्तवत्सल मारुति मारुति जय मारुति भक्तवत्सल मारुति मारुति जय मारुति भगवद प्रिय मारुति मारुति जय मारुति
भगवत प्रिय मारुति मारुति जय मारुति
जय मारुति जय मारुति
जय मारुति जय मारुति
मारुति मारुति 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 मारुति जय मारुति
जय मारुति जय मारुति जय मारुति जय मारुति सीतापति रामचंद्र की जय राधापति कृष्ण चंद्र की
जय
गौरीपति चंद्रचूड़ की
जय
पवन सुत हनुमान की
जय
Thank you, team, for the beautiful bhajans. Now, we will finish this program. I request Harsha to say a few words and finish with the Shanti Path. And I take this opportunity to thank all of you present here and kindly enroll on this Chinmaya Sunday Patasala program. It will definitely benefit. We are starting this program, which is a 7-month program, and we are starting the classes from August 1st week, that is the coming month. So, waiting forward to see all of you in the program. Kindly register. The link is available in the website. Thank you.
Hari Om, thank you so much for being a part of this program today. It was so lovely to have all of you here. And now we'll finish with our Shanti Path. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Thank you so much and wishing you all a very good night. Thank you. Hari Om, all of us will have prasad together. Thank you so much.